everybody. So I'm just going to jump on for the quickest of videos, and I apologize for that. I was hoping to get the what to expect video up today, but I'm just not feeling up to it. We have all been sick for the past week and some change, and by we, I mean my husband, myself, both our babies. We've had, the seasonal crud that tends to go around this time of year. Everybody else is for the most part feeling better. Bo still has a little bit of a runny nose, but aside from that, he pretty much is fine. Rhett and Ryan are fine. They're actually at Ryan's mom's right now, so Rhett can play and get out of the house for a little while and give me a bit of a break from that chaos. Just because I'm still feeling it. I mean, I am tired. I'm exhausted, which is partly, I would imagine, because I didn't sleep much at all for, I'd say, about 3 days straight, because Bo was having a rough time of it and waking up at all hours, and then Rhett started it. So I honestly, I'm just I'm basically a corpse today. Like, as far as I'm concerned, there's a good chance I probably died sometime last week. Got backed over a couple times, thrown in a hole in the backyard maybe, but I mean, I got back out, obviously. But that's where we're at. So I still wanted to come on here and at least put something out. For two reasons. One, because I am trying to make Mondays my upload day, just because it's at the beginning of the week, and it helps me to have a set time of, hey, this is when I need to kind of buckle down and get something filmed and get something out. It gives me the weekend to prepare, but then gives me the rest of the week to pretty much do whatever I want or need to do. So Monday to me is a good day. That may or may not change as we move forward, but I'm rolling with Monday for now. My second reason being that I noticed when playing these videos back when I edit them that the audio is just crap, which, I did say, as this goes, if this picks up some viewers, if I get people who watch this for entertainment or because you're actually getting something out of it or, whatever, I want it to be good quality, and I am going to improve it when and where I can. So I did get a microphone off Amazon. It's not the most expensive one, but it is nicely reviewed. It seems like, based on the reviews, it's going to do what I need it to do. And so I wanted to at least get like a little test video out so I can see if I can detect a difference and if it improves it like I'm hoping it will. So y'all let me know what you think about that. So if you can't tell, this is not how I usually just go about my day, but I'm going to do a little makeup video just because I had a good friend of mine request that I show her how to recreate a look that I did for some photos that I posted on Facebook, and she asked that I do a tutorial, but I'm extremely hesitant to call this a tutorial because that implies that someone should follow me and follow along and do as I do. You really should not do as I do when it comes to makeup. I have zero skills when it comes to makeup. I was never taught how to do it. I cannot follow YouTube videos on how to do it, not even the ones that are like, hey, makeup for dummies. Well, hey, I'm a dummy and I still can't do it. My hands don't do what their hands do. My face isn't cooperative. It never comes out looking like their face. It's not for me. I can't do it. But she really liked the look that I did, and I'm going to show her and you, whoever's interested in it, how I did it. It's the simplest stuff because I don't have any real technique to it. I just do what I think looks passable on my face. And, if y'all want to know how to do it, then follow along. Or if y'all just want something to watch or something to listen to while you're doing something else, follow along because I'll be talking along the way, I'm sure. I can't talk too loud because I am in my master bathroom because that is where all my makeup and everything is. And Bo is sleeping in the master bedroom right now. And I'm trying to let him get a good long nap in before Rhett comes home from his Meemaw's house because y'all know he's a hurricane. So there's not much napping to be done when he's here. So I'm going to go ahead and get this started. Like I said, I don't know a damn thing about makeup. It is not my forte. I'm not your go-to for makeup, hair, any of that. Well, I'm going to backpedal that a little bit. I'm not your go-to for hair, but I can do some stuff with some hair. I will say that might be something to be seen in the future. For any of you who don't know, any of my friends who follow me over here, y'all already know this. Y'all talked to me about it before. I do all kinds of stuff to my hair. I've been every color under the sun. As I said last video, this is not my typical hair color. I'm naturally a light to medium blonde. This is just what I did for fall/winter because I think darker colors will look better in the cooler months. especially for those of us who are paler skinned with blue eyes, bright eyes. Plus, I just felt like I'd had my hair platinum before then, and then red after that, but before the brown. So I've done all kinds of stuff. I might post some pictures up, or maybe if I can figure out how, I might insert some in this video, because I've seen people do that. So I'm sure there's a way. I will let you know, because I'm sure I can. Maybe. We'll see. But that is neither here nor there for this video. We're going to go to makeup now, which is not my forte, so y'all might have at least something to chuckle at. So let's get this moving, because I don't know how much of a nap Bo's going to take at this time of day. He tends to take pretty short ones around this time, so we'll get done what we can get done and hopefully not wake him up. So let's get started. Okay, so there's a possibility, depending on how this goes, I might put a little more product on for this video than I would typically do during everyday wear. You know, as you guys have figured out, I'm sure I'm more of a no makeup gal. Like, on my best day, it's a no makeup look. Like, literally, to me, mascara has a lot of makeup, makes my eyes itchy, don't care for it. That's dressed up for me. If you see me with some eyelashes, then, and I mean like mascara, I don't do them falsies. I don't know how that works. Some kind of sorcery that I'm not privy to. But I may go a little heavier on product today, just because I'm trying to make it translate on camera the way that it looks in person, so you could see, I guess, get a better idea of what it should look like when you're done, if you are going to follow along. And I've noticed that typically looking at what I see in the camera is not quite what I see in person. Like, the camera, excuse me, I don't know if it's the lighting or what, but a lot of times the camera makes it look like I have less makeup on than what I do, which is already bare minimum. So I'm just going to see how it translates on camera. If it picks up, cool. If not, I will tell you what I'm doing differently. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little concealer on. I am going to go ahead and tell you, I'm going to do more of that today than I normally would, because again, like 3 or 4 days of no sleep is showing on my face. Typically, this is that's the amount I do for my daily concealer, and I'll rub all that in with my fingers, and then I'll buff it in with my makeup sponge. But today, since we've been dead since middle of last week, you know, we're gonna spruce this corpse up a little bit, because that's probably not the nicest thing to see all up in your camera and all up on your screen like that. So let's see what we can do. Now, I'm using a Real Techniques beauty sponge, and that is my favorite. I don't really care for the beauty blender. I don't really use brushes for foundation. It's not my thing. Typically what I do is I do my 2 little dots on each side, like I showed you before I just caked it on. I do my 2 little dots on each side, and then I'll rub it out with my fingers, because as I learned from somebody else's video a long time ago, and it is true, the heat from your hands, from your fingers, you know, from your skin, is really good about helping foundations and concealers and stuff like that melt into the skin a little better, so it ends up with a much more natural finish, which is what I like. You know, as I said, I don't really like it to ever look like I have makeup have makeup on, because I usually don't wear makeup, and when I do, I don't like there to be, you know, this super drastic difference than, you know, compared to my everyday no makeup look. So like I said, I typically rub it in with my fingers, and I do use a beauty sponge, which, as the name suggests, is a sponge. It absorbs, but to me, I like that because it keeps your makeup from looking cakey. It takes off some of the product, not all of it, but it keeps you from having any excess sitting on your skin. And it just melts it into your skin better. It pats it in and just kind of soaks up what's extra that don't need to be there. Now, I said, to me, that gives you a more natural finish. But if you're going for more full coverage, and again, this is somebody else's advice, not mine, because I don't know makeup, but this is what I saw in countless videos while watching, because I am interested in makeup. If you want a more full coverage look, I've seen that you should use the brushes to put them on. I hate using brushes to apply foundation. Don't like it. Concealer, foundation, hate doing any of that with a brush. Like, I feel like it leaves little streaks on my face, and it makes it clear, at least on my skin, that makeup is there, and I don't like that. So if for some reason I do, like say Bo had scratched my face, or we've been dead for a week, or for some reason we just need more coverage than what I would typically want, I have tried the whole going in with a brush, and it does kind of thicken it up on your face, but it definitely covers more because it leaves more product on your face. But even when I do that, I follow it up with my sponge, like, because I can't stand like the bristle marks from a brush, or I just don't like the way the brush applies it. I don't like the finish of it. So even then, even if I'm going for a more full coverage look, I'm going to top it off with that beauty sponge to try to blend it in better, if that makes sense. So this is my Milani Foundation 2-in-1, the foundation and concealer. I'm not putting it everywhere because I really don't ever. I usually just use, it's very rare that I use concealer at all. I usually just put a little bit of foundation right here and blend it out because it's really close, if not an exact match to my skin. But I did both today because I know that I'm just looking pretty rough, and because, again, I'm just, trying to have it really show up for the purpose of this video, which I'm probably going to wipe it right back off when I'm done because, like I said, I pretty much feel like butt and I'm not going anywhere today, and I don't like sitting around the house with makeup on, really. Like, I'll do like the most basic of faces, but not to the point of not to the point of doing mascara, because like I said, mascara is a big step for me. Don't like it, don't care for it. If I could find a way to like just dye my eyelashes to where they just looked nice and bold, I would do it. I really would. Okay, so I will say, I might tell you some of what I'm doing, like some of the product I'm using, but for the most part, it doesn't really matter. It's not, because it's not so much about what I use, it's more the placement of it as far as how I do my makeup. Like, if I'm going for this look that I'm going to show y'all today, I do it in a million different colors. I do it in browns more often than not, like, because it's more of a neutral, but still somewhat like sassy. You'll see. But I do it in browns, I do it in pinks, purples, grays, but not as often. So it really doesn't so much matter what palettes I'm using, what products I'm using. It's just where I put it, and then I'll tell you kind of a general color that I'm using if you want the exact look, but it doesn't have to be from the exact palette. Like, for instance, I'm going to be using the Morphe palette today, the 35C, the Everyday Chic palette, which I got for Christmas from my brother-in-law's girlfriend. She is a darling. I love her, and that's actually what got me playing makeup again, because I hadn't for a while before then, but I really wanted to see how that palette performed, and I'm super impressed with it. But that does not mean that you have to have that palette to follow along. I'm going to be using simple, basic colors that you would find in almost any neutrals palette. So that being said, let's do that. I'm just putting, honestly, I don't even know where I got this contour kit, because I don't contour like as she says she's trying to contour. I really don't. I've been watching it recently, and I just now found out that I still had this. I didn't even realize I had any contour colors for like the past few years. I kept thinking, I should probably get those, put some color in my face, but then I'm just like, I don't really want to spend the money, because I know me, I'm not going to use it. I've had them before and never used it. I've never bothered to learn what contouring is or what it's for, how it's done. But I was cleaning out my makeup, I guess. I was finishing unpacking, because we've only lived in this house since the end of the year. We moved in December 31st, and it's February something today. So we've not been living here for very long. So there were still a few things that I hadn't really got around to unpacking, because it was the stuff that's not really used as often. And in that was some of my lesser used makeup. And that's where I came across this contour palette. And I'm like, you know what? I just watched a video of somebody. I want to say it may have been like, I feel like it's one of those Vogue videos or whoever it is that like show the celebrities like specific like 30-minute or 30-second routines, or somebody's like easy peasy, no makeup look. Or I think it's Vogue that does those, but I want to say it was Kourtney Kardashian doing one, and she was showing how she used her bronzer or contour stuff. I don't know. I think that's the same thing, basically. But how she used that as really mainly her full face. Like, she used it in lieu of blush. She used it just like after she did foundations and concealers and stuff, just to put some color back in her face. But she didn't like go crazy with it, is the thing. She just made it like the most natural look by the time she was all said and done with it. And that was something I liked about it. Like, she looked a little bit sun-kissed, but it didn't look crazy. Like, she didn't have like these obvious lines like you sometimes see her out in public, or you can tell someone's done her makeup and it's just like, okay, like your face is just tan to the heavens, but your neck don't match. Like, it matches to like here, but then like here it stops. Like, your chest doesn't match your neck, which somehow matches your face, but nothing else. It's just, that bothers me. And like her sisters, like the other Kardashians, do that, and I'm like, how does nobody tell you that looks weird? Anyways, I'm rambling, but the way Kourtney did it in this video, it was really natural look. It was all said and done, and I remembered that when I first got this, which is what I'm using and what I'm talking about, it came in some big makeup kit, and I can't remember. I think it was just something I got off of Amazon one year. That's what I used to do. I've never been someone who like really bronzed myself. I used to spray tan here and there, and I used to get in a tanning bed when I went to the gym all the time. But I still didn't do it very often, and I never tanned my face because I didn't want my skin to end up looking like a leather boot. So that was a thing. So it never would have made sense for me to really bronze my face or anything, because it wouldn't have matched the rest of my body. So what I would do is use it instead of blush and just put a little color like around my face, but not to the extent to where like I had this nice sun-kissed face and then just pale everywhere else. It's just, I had an all over porcelain appearance, which I like that better because pale makes you sound sickly. But I had an all over porcelain complexion like I do now. But I would go through with the bronzer just to, especially after I'd done any kind of foundation or concealer, because that makes you look it just washes your face out. So I do it to kind of bring my features back. And I had forgotten about that until I saw that Kourtney video. And so that is what got me to find this stuff again. So you don't have to do these steps. Like I said, the real request for this was more the eye look, but I'm getting to it. But she used her, I'm going to use a different concealer. It's the e.l.f. 16-hour Camo Concealer. It's lighter than my skin, which is why I don't use it in actual concealer, but I do use it kind of as an eyeshadow primer if I'm going to I very seldom do the primer step, but if I'm going to, I typically just use a concealer because, I mean, why not? I really don't understand too much what the difference is anyways. So I'm going to blend that out with fingers, and I'm going to come back through with my sponge and dab up all the rest of it. But, I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Oh, but so she uses her, bronzer as bronzer to contour, to take the place of blush, because she apparently is not a blush fan, which, you know, I hear her on that one. I'm take it or leave it with it, really. She uses it as like a neutral, all over lid color. And literally, this girl did like 90% of her face with that bronzer, and I thought that was so cool. Especially like if you're not someone who likes to spend a ton of money on makeup. Well, hell, you got one product that just did your whole ass face. So I'm good with that. So I do that too. I'm not much for spending a ton of money on makeup. And I probably should have said this at the beginning of the video, but I'm gonna go ahead and apologize if I'm looking all over the place or if I'm getting like right in y'all's face to see, because I'm using the screen of my phone, which I'm using to record. I'm using that as my mirror too, but I also have y'all up against one of the huge mirrors in my master bathroom, and I have my little desktop mirror right there as well. But I'm having to use y'all as a mirror because I'm blind, like I'm nearsighted, and I don't have my glasses on, obviously, and I didn't put contacts on, so I really can't see all that well, or I can't really see, I'm losing my damn mind. I can't see me that well. I can't ever see y'all unless it's in my imagination. But, can't see me well enough to really see if this is coming out looking good or not, so if I look a hot mess, I'm just gonna have to look it. I'm not even gonna apologize because it's my face. I can make it look how I want to. Anyhow, I don't have my contacts on because I already have a little bit of a headache from not having felt well this past week. And for those of you who don't know, only really my closer friends do, so there's probably a lot of y'all that don't. I've got to be careful when I'm starting to get headaches because I have something that's called complex migraines that I get. And what that is I'm sure y'all know what a migraine is, but a complex migraine is different than a regular one in certain ways. And for me, at least, I don't know if it's the same for everybody that gets them because I'm not the only one that gets them. But I don't know if it presents the same for everybody else. But for me, what it is, it starts off as a regular migraine and I can tell it's coming. And I've learned that one of the signs for me, at least, that a migraine is going to come is I'll start yawning a lot, which is odd. Like, yeah, I said it, now I'm going to do it, but that's just a regular yawn. But I will yawn so consecutively that I'm barely taking breaths in between, and then I'll start feeling like the pressure getting behind my head and I can tell that one's coming. And every now and then I can cut it off with my medication. Like I have migraine medicine, and every now and then I will get just lucky enough to where I'll take it enough time to where it doesn't actually go into a full-fledged migraine, or if it does, it's not around long. But on those god-awful times where I don't get it in time or where the migraine medicine just ain't gonna cut it anyways, it'll turn into what's called a complex migraine for me, which makes me completely disoriented. It's debilitating. I can't speak properly. I can't form sentences. I'm sort of aware of what's going on, but I can't articulate it, and it causes what my doctors refer to as pseudo seizures, which means it's not a seizure, but it literally is every single symptom of a seizure. I can't speak. I can't communicate. I can't even kind of try to mime what's going on. Like, even though in my mind I sort of know what I'm trying to say, I'm sort of aware of my situation, I'm also so disoriented that I can't do anything about it, I guess is what I should say. Like, I'm mildly aware of what's going on around me, but I'll also miss patches of time around that, like when it gets bad enough, because typically it also triggers a panic attack at the same time. So I'm not breathing well. My brain is kind of shot at that time because it's under too much stress, I guess. And it's scary, it's painful, it sucks. And I haven't had one in a while, but I'm very aware when I start to feel symptoms of any kind of headache that I'm very aware of my body at that point, just to make sure that that's not what's trying to happen. So that's why I'm not wearing my contacts, and I'm not wearing I wouldn't wear my glasses either, but even if that wasn't the case right now, I wouldn't be wearing my glasses because I can't do makeup with my glasses on, obviously. But that's also, like I said, that's why I'm not wearing contacts either, because I have just the dullest of headaches, like right here. And I think it's just all this weather changing, which is what got me sick to begin with. But I'm not trying to tempt it into becoming anything more than that. We ain't trying to go to the hospital today, because that's what happened the last time I had one of those complex migraines. I ended up in the ER, and it was not a good experience. That's a story for another day, but to simplify it, I should have had a wing of that hospital named after me by the time it was over, just due to the way the asshole doctors treated me that day. But that's okay. We're not going to dwell on it. That's been rectified, and it is what it is. They didn't know what was going on because I couldn't communicate, and my husband, because of this whole pandemic thing, had to stay behind with our kids and couldn't come with them. And apparently the paramedics who took me that day were having a shit day and didn't bother to tell the hospital. anything about me or what had led me to be there or any of that. So they thought I was a drug addict because I wasn't speaking and I was just all out of sorts, and they thought I was high on something, and they just weren't pleasant for like the first 2 hours or so of my stay, where they left me just in the emergency room, just laid out on a little stretcher thing and in pain. And it was, we're not going to get into that. So anyhow, for all those reasons, I'm not going to risk it if it is going to turn into a migraine. So that is why I don't have glasses and or contacts in right now. So from what I can see in the view, like in the screen, it's looking good and it's looking like it should, but that doesn't mean that's how it really looks. So if it's not, again, it's my face. You ain't got nothing to be mad about. All right, so let me get my eyeshadow palette. It's the only thing I didn't take out. Or actually, to be honest, I did, because I already tried to film this video earlier, but Bo was getting fussy and this was before his nap, so I didn't make it very far. Okay, so now we're to the eyes, which is what she wanted to know how to do. So basically all I did for this look, what is that brush? Hold on, I have a feeling I'm looking at the brush I'm looking for. And I do this thing where I'll look right at it and I'll say, maybe I didn't take it out. Okay, I lied, I didn't take it out yet. Like I said, I tried to shoot this video earlier and I had to stop because Bo was fussy, and I'm always going to tend to my kid before I do any of this. So I put everything away thinking that I probably wasn't going to get a chance to do it today. And then he went straight down for a nap, so I came right back in here and had to unpack it back all again and hook everything up. So I do, like I said, this is the Morphe palette, the Everyday Chic. I get like a light, a little bit lighter than my skin tone, like kind of a brighter, just a neutral color typically, and I'll put it all over my lid. And like I said, I already had that bronzer up there too, so it just kind of evens it all out and blends it out and makes this nice little starter palette for your eye. And then all I did the other day is I get like a little, let's see, like a little, just a tiny floofy brush. However, you don't have to use this kind. I just use something small enough to basically take about this much room with my eye, like to be about the size of my lid up to the crease. And I get I'd call that like a mocha color, like a medium brown, not quite like a dark, with a little bit of warmth to it. And I just start off by putting it right here. Just keep me a nice little dot over right here. Really get that pigment on. And then I start to pull it inward. Kind of following my crease, but going just a little above it. Because I think maybe I have hooded eyes. I don't know if that's what it is, but I just have weird eyes that aren't super cooperative. So that's how I do it. I do it just above the crease. And like I said, I put most of the color in this corner and kind of take it out towards my eyebrow. And then just start bringing it in at a little bit of an angle. And just kind of keep going back and forth until I kind of almost smoke it out. Like I'm not doing quite a smoky eye, because like it's going to end up looking a little more natural when it's all said and done. But it's kind of a mid-smoky eye, I guess is the way to put it. Like I smoke it out so I'm blended outward without taking it up my whole lid. And then I come back and do the same thing on this side, and just dab, 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 dab. Start bringing it inward. And for some reason, I can never do my left eye as good as my right eye. And it's just something about it, like something about this area right here seems like the shadows don't take the same. It kind of feels like it makes it patchy over here, but that could just be my brain. I don't know. I don't ever see it as coming out the same, no matter how much I mirror the technique eye to eye. It just, to me, always seems like the left comes out looking a little bit different, but I end up finding ways that kind of cover that if it really is doing that. Now, I'm gonna be honest, because I can't tell how this is showing up for y'all, but in person, like on camera, this looks great. This looks like what I end up with, but in person, this is really dark. because I went heavy-handed on it because, like I said, I'm trying to make sure the colors stick so y'all can see the placement where everything goes. And if it's not showing up well enough, you're not really going to be able to see what I'm doing. So just know that in actuality, this look should be done very light-handed. You know, don't go crazy with it. Unless you want to. Like, if you want to do, like, a full-on look, like you're doing some smoke, then go for it. But that's not my thing. So I got me a flatter brush and got that same dark shade. And I like to take it underneath my eyes about halfway to 3/4 of the way across. I don't like to go all the way across. About that far. Put myself down. That's okay. So let me get this one because there's really not anything left on this one, and I'm gonna blend this out some more because it's too dark for my liking. Even in just trying to show you all what to do, it's still too dark for me. So that's the base I start off with, just the brown going all the way around. But then I come back and I just get this little highlighter. It's like a champagne color, and I like it a lot for different reasons. Makes a good highlighter, but I actually use it more for this. I put on my finger, and I just, again, about 2/3 of my eyelid. I do from the inner corner, a little past the center of my eye. I do the same thing on this side, inner corner to a little past the center. Just tap it on, because we want it to look kind of, not natural because it's a glitter. It's not a natural color, but it blends better that way. Like, it fades into the darker color. And then get that same, now where'd it go? The same fluffy brush that doesn't really have much of anything on it, and just kind of floof it some more. And that's really all I did for the eye. Now, sometimes I'll take this little, I'm not going to do it now because I'm literally about to wash all this off because I'm tired and I don't want to keep makeup on. I will take this little flat brush, like here, and I will dip it in either a black or an even darker brown, and I will line my eyes with it because my eyelashes are so light, and I don't do fake eyelashes, so even with mascara, a lot of times they'll look kind of patchy. So I will line literally just as close to the lash line as I can get with a dark eyeshadow, and then I will go through and put mascara on top of it. I am going to show y'all what it looks like with mascara, but that's about all I'm going to do. This is the Maybelline Colossal Big Shot. I like it, but I'm actually, I'm a fan of a few mascaras, but I think I'm going to try the Essence Lash Princess one. I've tried Essence before. I saw it at Ulta, but I tried, I think it was Essence Falsies or something like that, and I hated it. It smeared all over my face. It clumped my lashes together. I did not care for it, and I only got it because they're like $4 mascaras. It's bomb as far as the price, but I hated it. However, I'm a huge fan of Bailey Sarian, and if y'all don't know who she is, I highly suggest looking her up. She does some really interesting videos. She does a lot to do with makeup, but she does Murder, Mystery, and Makeup Mondays, which is, as it sounds, she does her makeup and she talks about murder stuff, which is cool. I'm interested in true crime myself, and I watch people like Kendall Ray and Stephanie Harlow and all that, but the reason I like Bailey so much, she does it in such a unique way. Like, with her, she puts her own commentary in it, like what she thinks, and kind of makes it as lighthearted as she can, even for the darker subjects. But some people might find that to piss them off, like, oh, that's inconsiderate, that's tacky. But no, like, for those of us who really want to know about what's going on, but also have mama hearts and can't stomach this stuff since having kids, because I used to live on the ID channel, and now it's gotten me to the point, like, I already don't leave the house, but now it's got me to the point where, like, literally it will make me physically ill, especially if it's something that involves kids, and it makes me angry, and it makes me like, I can't do it. So I can still hear about some of the true crime stuff. Like, I listened about the Chris Watts case more from her. Like, I listened to Stephanie Harlow's videos too on it, but I guess Bailey kind of makes it easier to stomach. Like if you want to get to the end and actually just get the information, because she doesn't do like a deep dive on them. She does it throughout the time that she's doing her makeup, so they're kind of shorter videos. Just kind of like a rundown of everything that's happened. And the way that she presents it, though, makes it easier to listen to, so you can get the information without feeling just gutted by the end of it. So that's why I like her. Why did I start talking about her? Oh, sorry, I changed it and then I forget what started it. Anyhow, during one of her videos, she was talking about why she liked the Lash Princess one so much, because of how good it does her eyes when she chooses not to use falsies. So I am going to get that again and try it, because I didn't try the Essence Lash Princess. I tried the Essence falsies or something to that effect, and I hated them. So I'm going to try this other one and I'll report back. So to top it off, the same highlighter, I just put it right here. Right here. Pop it and pop it. Okay. And that is it. That is what I had. This is what I had for the pictures. I think I may have had, I did do the eyeshadow as liner for those pictures, because I was looking for more of a dramatic finish. Like I wanted my eyes to be popping, and today, like I said, I feel like butt, so we're not trying to do all that. Look at these little, these are either baby hairs or these are where my hair's maybe broken off from all the dyeing I did. Like I'm getting healthier again now. Like it still feels nice, but it either broke off from like dyeing my hair several different colors over the course of one summer, which was this past summer, or it came from the fact that Bo likes to snatch my hair off about even with my ears. He grabs it and then just snatches and rips hunks of it out and tries to put it in his mouth. Or it's a combination of those two things, but that's actually why I cut my hair. Again, I'm sure if you only know me from these videos, then you don't know that I cut my hair recently. But before that, it was down to here. And I cut it partly because he just kept snatching it out, and it's so frizzed, like by right here and here, because these are where he usually gets his little fat paws on them. It was so frizzed and dry and just awful looking, just like this kind of everywhere. So I cut it off so he'd have a harder time getting hold of it, but also because with it being so long, my hair is super, super thick. So it took forever to dry when I would wash it. And being that I already get migraines, like I said, those terrible, god-awful, you're going to die migraines. I don't like anything that's going to already make my head hurt, and having too much hair on my head makes my neck sore. And then we'll progress into a headache and then progress into a migraine, and it wasn't helping. Especially once I washed my hair and I would pull it up, my neck would feel so strained. Oh, so let me draw. What did we forget? Is it this one? Yeah. So I also had this lip color on, which is, I have to sneeze. God bless me. I'm trying to think of what brand this is. It says Lipstick Rouge. I love it. That's not it. What was this? It's Maybelline. Okay. This was Baddest Beige. And I had this on. Let me wipe this concealer off my lips, or this foundation off my lips, because I hate that. Hate it. Okay. So I had this on in the pictures as well. Oh, that still had a little bit of, that's okay. I had a little bit of, I think it was like a pink color. The last time I wore that, I put that on top of it because I didn't like the pink and I didn't want to start over. So I did it to like neutralize it. I don't think well, actually, I can fix that. So, in person, this looks a lot nuder than it seems like it might be showing up on camera. I have a Rosy Lips Vaseline brand lip balm. I'm gonna do it with this little brush right here, and I'm just gonna kind of soften that up a little bit. there we go. This is the look I had for that. Now, hold on 2 seconds, because I want to show you what I normally do. I actually very rarely use lipstick. And there's another product that I love. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I'm going to take this off and show you the other. This was just what I did for the pictures. So actually, this is what you were asking about. This is the look I had. But like I said, the only difference is I had taken a dark shadow. It was a really dark brown, like an espresso brown, and lined my eyes to about right here, and then I lined them all the way across the top, but only about, actually I didn't even take it this far. I took it about a little less than halfway on the bottom, just to kind of really define it. And that's the only difference I did. Now this is my go-to lip if I'm not just wearing lip gloss. This is Soap and Glory's Sexy Mother Pucker. I love this, and this is the shade Nude Star, or Nude Star, however you want to say it. It's Nude Star, but it's one word, and it's just this nice. Look at this. Look at it. Oh, and it smells and kind of tastes like when you breathe in, like coffee, like a kind of like a frappuccino. So that's probably secretly why I like it so much. And it just makes your lips, it tingles when you first put it on because it's meant to be a lip plumping gloss, which I did not know that when I bought it. I saw Bristol Palin talking about it on her, I think, Instagram one time, and I liked the way her makeup looked. She is also the one that turned me on to the Baddest Beige, and there's one other shade that she recommended, which is the Nude Lust, and I mix it a lot of times with the Sexy Mother Pucker one. Watch this. Now the Nude Lust, I actually like it better than that Baddest Beige, because in the wrong lighting, as y'all saw, that beige can come off as a lot less of a nude shade and a lot more, I don't know, a little bit too pigmented almost for my liking. Yeah. Kind of blend that in a little bit. There we go. And this, if I do a lipstick, is typically how I do it. I usually combine something with Sexy Mother Pucker. But more often than not, it's just the Sexy Mother Pucker is what I'm wearing on my lips if it's anything beyond, you know, lip gloss or chapstick. Okay, so that is the look. That is what I did. It's simple. Like I said, depending on how this is showing up on camera, it's darker in person than how I actually do it. But I wanted you to be able to see the placement of everything. But this would be like if I was doing like a date night where I really wanted to do that glam. This is about the most you're going to get from me. But to do this during the day, I would do the exact same thing, but just much lighter handed, less product, basically. So there we go. This is the look. I'm going to hop off here while Bo is still sleeping and hopefully go sit down some, let my medicine kick in and kind of chill out. But I did want to get a video up because it is Monday, and that's going to start being Moscato Mommy Monday for me. I'm going to start trying to do my uploads on Monday. I am doing the What to Expect one. I promise. I'm actually still getting some stuff together for it because I keep thinking of things right when I get ready to go to bed every night. I'm like, let me write that down. Let me save that to my notes. So I am going to do the video. I hope to have it up by next Monday. But like I said, I did want to get something up for you guys. I'm sorry if this wasn't what you were looking for, but it's something for you. I might try to pop up something else later on this week, just maybe out vlogging or something, maybe something with the kids, or if maybe one of the smaller videos I was thinking of, like so I was thinking about doing the Etsy one, but I've been going to Hobby Lobby, which, oh my God, is mom crack. Like, I went to Hobby Lobby once as a teenager to get some scrapbook stuff, but I literally went straight for that and left and didn't really look at anywhere around the store, which I wouldn't have cared about as my teenage self, because she was stupid. But now that I'm a mom and I have a house and it needs to be decorated, oh my God, I could live at Hobby Lobby. So I went there the other day looking for something because I've got a recording room now. It's my office, and I want to set up the background so you're not just looking at me in front of a blank wall because it gets boring. And give me a second, my nose is running. Here. Okay, so where was that? Hobby Lobby. So I got this little decorative thing that y'all will see. And then I started looking and I saw everything in that store. I just really had to have it. And that is now my life goal, is one day to own almost everything in that store. But in the meantime, so I might show y'all I'm going to show y'all my Hobby Lobby thing because my husband said he would put my shelf up for me now that he feels better. That's what I got. By the way, my shelf, I wasn't going to tell you, but I just said it. So I said it and I'm standing by. I got a shelf thingy. It's like a little hanging shelf, like you hang on the wall behind you, and it's got like 2 shelves on it. It's really cool, and it's shaped like this. Shaped like this. It's got like a shelf and a shelf. And I got some little trinkets that went on top of it, and I am in love, and I'm super excited. So I might, if I get time this week, once I put it up, I'll do like a little office tour, because it's my little office, so it's like my little recording space tour. I'll show you what I got from Office Depot. Why am I thinking Office Depot? From Hobby Lobby, and I will combine that with the Etsy video and just show y'all some of my goodies and where I got them and about what they cost and stuff like that. So if I can't commit to it right now because I still feel like I died sometime middle of last week, and I may have coming to you from beyond. I don't know. Just never mind me. Anyhow, if I'm up to it and I have the energy, I will do that later on this week to at least get you something more than just a makeup video until I'm able to put out a real legitimate, like, helpful to some extent video. But until then, I'm gonna hop off here and go rest and try not to die again. I hope y'all have a great day. I hope y'all are all doing well. Y'all be safe, be kind, and be blessed. And I'll see y'all next video.